Hey, welcome y'all to the Grab the Map podcast, where we don't just look at it, we grab the map. I'm your host, John Crutchfield, and today we're going to talk about stairs, not elevators. All right. We're going to talk about stairs, not elevators. Hey, on this podcast, we talk about all things real estate investing, like buying houses, flipping houses, buying apartments, flipping apartments, renting out houses and apartments. We talk about placing investments. Maybe we do a little bit of notes here and there. All kinds of things to have our money working for us or have other people's money working for us so that we can create the lifestyle that we want. Real estate has changed my life, right? And I haven't told y'all this in a while, but real estate has changed my life. I go to work when I want to go to work. I do the things that I'm passionate about doing. I spend my time in ways that I'm passionate about spending my time. I eat with who I want to eat with, right? I play with who I want to play with. I go where I want to go. And I have protected that time, been able to protect that time since I became a real estate investor. You see, I used to be a teacher in middle school. And you know what? I had to be in my classroom when principal told me to be in my classroom. You know, I used to be a principal of a school, and I had to be there whenever the kids were there. After school, I had to stay. Before school, I had to be there. Parent meetings, teacher meetings. Still do some of this stuff. Professor at a college, y'all. You know what? When they put me on the schedule, I have to be there. I have to be on that schedule at that time. And real estate, or real estate rentals in particular, allow me now to have enough passive income where I can take the engagements that I want to take and go do what I want to do. And it's not easy. I'll be the first person to admit that. It's not something that's easy to do. It is something that has been the hardest thing I've ever done to build a business that allows passive income to come into your life and allow you to get income that you don't necessarily have to spend time working for. Has not been easy. But on this podcast, I like to share the real nature of things with you. I like to talk about the experiences that I'm having and also talk to people that are doing well in their business. And today, and matter of fact, for the next few weeks, I'm going to do some topical things, just me talking to you. Create stairs, not elevators. As always, I want you to reach out to me at grabthemap@gmail.com. If you want to reach out to me, I answer every single email that goes to that email. You can get me directly there, grabthemap@gmail.com. And let's talk about this, all right? Stairs, not elevators. I meet a lot of people that tell me they want to get started with real estate investing. And everybody is really starting from a different place. Most of where we're starting from is up here. Okay. A lot of us think that it has to do with the money, right? But 99% of the issue is up here. And for me, the issue was really me thinking that I had to solve all the problems before I could get going. Okay. Me thinking that I was going to be able to skip steps. Me thinking that I wanted to accelerate or grow faster than I probably was really going to be able to. And what I've done in a lot of ways has been amazing. You know, our rental business continues to grow. I bought more houses in the first 3 months of this year than I've bought in probably the last 3 years combined, right? So just being able to scale the business, grow the business, help a lot of people along the way is something that I'm proud of. But as I meet people that are trying to get started, sometimes I meet folks that are thinking about how to skip steps. They're thinking about how to go from 0 to 1,000 and forgetting about the journey or the process that's in between. And there is a journey. There is a process that's in between. I'm talking to one of my buddies right now, and I tell him, hey, look, you do actually have to do one deal first, right? You have to start with one project first. You know, it's good to have hopes and dreams and to have fantasy. And as a matter of fact, he just bought his first house and he's like, man, John, this is harder than I thought. Like, I'm having to go through this and I'm smiling along the way. I just tell him, hey, man, enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. Matter of fact, I need to send him a text message right now and just say, hey, look, I know what you're going through. Enjoy the process. Andrew's his name. But hey, you're going to have those days where you want to pull your head out. You're going to have those days where you are going to wish you hadn't done it. And all of that is a part of the process. All right. What he's doing, though, is he is creating stairs, right? He's creating stairs, not elevators. And you might say, well, John, what are you talking about? You keep saying this create stairs, not elevators thing. And I understand, like, everybody wants to scale. Everybody wants to go from having no passive income to being able to quit their job. Everybody wants to go from being regular John Crutchfield here to being Warren Buffett or Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, right? But there is a process in between that involves stair stepping, okay? And I don't want you to fall into that mindset that I have to have an elevator, right? So what do you mean, John, by an elevator? The thing that I mean is I don't want you to look for shortcuts. All right. It's okay to reach over to your bookshelf here, and it's okay to say, like, this is going to help me get educated. So getting educated is going to help me not make some mistakes. Like, this is a pretty good book right here. It didn't help me at all with my real estate business, but it helped me get my credit right and get my bills together. You can do that, right? You can reach over and create some help that make you not make the mistakes that a lot of people make. But what reaching for that book does not do is create shortcuts. And what I mean by elevators is that most people look for shortcuts. You know, tell me if this sounds familiar to you. I don't have any money, so I want to use other people's money, right? You want to use other people's money before you've ever done a deal yourself, before you know if you can prove the concept that you're trying to get done, right? Not a good idea. I don't want to find my own contractors. Can I use your contractor? Can you tell me who you use to do your work? You know what that's called? Trying to create shortcuts. You know, I don't want to use, I don't want to build my own systems. Can you just hand me your manual to your business, right? I've got somebody right now. I don't want to do a single family house or a small apartment building. I want to just do 1,000 units at one time. Hey, look, graduating to thinking big as quickly as possible, I'm all for it. But what I want you to do while you're graduating to get big is I want you to create steps, not elevators. You see, an elevator goes up really fast and you can get big really fast. You can make a lot of money real fast. You can change your gross income really fast. You can be doing stuff really fast that you weren't doing before. But elevators go up fast. They can also come down fast. You see, we got a politician right now who's in the same situation. See, he climbed the ranks really fast, and I won't mention his name. I'm just going to give the example. But while he was climbing the ranks, he stepped on a lot of people, right? He disappointed a lot of people. He used a lot of tactics that were not ethical climbing the ladder. And so now he's coming down very fast. You see, he doesn't have anybody that has his back saying, hey, look, this is not who he is. He doesn't have anybody that says, I know that's not true because this is how he treated me. And you want to have those stairs on the way down, because if you think about it, if you fall down an elevator, you coming straight down. But if there's some steps there, you might roll and kind of slow down in the stairwell and not have to go all the way back to the beginning. So you say, well, John, you're talking about stairs, not elevators. And you're telling me, well, I don't want to create elevators, but you're not really telling me what stairs look like. We're going to talk about that for a second. You know, stairs look like positive interactions with everybody you deal with. All right. You want to climb your ladder. You want to get to your place by having positive interactions. You don't want people dealing with you and leaving saying, I'd never do business with that person again. You don't want people dealing with you and leaving saying, hey, look, I never want to do business with that person. And that's going to happen naturally. I had that happen to me a couple of weeks ago. I interviewed somebody for a maintenance job, and he said, I don't want to work for you because I heard somebody else didn't have a good experience with you. And I, doing what I always do, I said, hey, man, who is that person? I don't have a whole lot of people out here that don't like me. What's going on? And found out who it was. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, OK, well, yeah, I agree with you. We shouldn't do business together because that's if you're associated with him, that's probably not good. But that should be few and far between. Right. That should be the rare exception. Most people that deal with you should love dealing with you. They should like interactions with you. You should take the responsibility of earning their trust seriously, because that is stair stepping. And you never know who's going to tell somebody, hey, John buys houses. You never know who's going to tell somebody, John needs investors. You never know who's going to tell somebody, hey, that guy right there is somebody you should do business with. He's a good guy. And I've had this happen over again. You want to create stairs, not elevators. You see, an elevator looks like me telling the city, hey, y'all go ahead and, bless yourself. Y'all know I'm not using the right word, but, bless yourself. And then, 3-4 months later, or 3 years later, you want to get something done and the city makes it terribly difficult for you. Why? Because you assumed the ranks and you used an elevator, but you didn't create steps, right? I want you to create steps, right? What else do you mean, John, by create steps, not elevators? I want you to help as many people as you can in your business, in your real estate development, whatever you're doing. I want you to help as many people as you can. Hey, why? Why should I take the time to do a podcast or read a book to some children? Or why should I help fund an event for a school or build a community center up? Because you are creating stairs, not elevators. And see, stairs are a lot harder to create. I got to walk them. I'm probably going to sweat while I go through them. I'm probably going to climb those steps and huff and puff when I get done. But at the end of the day, I can look back and see all of the steps and appreciate them. You see, if I jump in an elevator, I might not huff and puff, and I might not necessarily have all the negatives that it is with steps. It might not take as long, all of these things. But if I go up in the elevator and look back, I can't appreciate the process. I can't look and see all the people that I helped or the lessons that I learned. And the steps that you're creating are going to be the foundation for what happens when you need to teach somebody else. See, if you create elevators and not steps, how do you teach somebody how to do what you're doing? How do you share their experience? How do you smile and know what they're going through? You see, when I first started my real estate business, I changed outlets in a house myself. I painted the house myself. My kids came over and painted bookshelves. I helped take out a bathroom tub and change a hot water heater. Man, we did that in house after house, floors, put them down on my own knees. I was creating steps, not elevators. And now when I'm hiring somebody, I know what I'm hiring them to do. I know how much it's worth because I created steps, not elevators. And what I want you to start thinking about is not the easy way to get stuff done. I want you to do stuff smart. And there are certainly times that you need to use an elevator, right? But your business should be thinking about, how do you create stairs, right? How do you create a foundation that is survivable, that is able to bring other people up after you, and that is able to truly benefit the world? You see, at Grab the Map, we encourage you not to just look at it. This map is something to be enjoyed, something to be cherished, something to be excited about. It's something to reach back and help others with. And stairs is what that's all about. The shortcuts, the elevators, I could just name so many elevators. Those are not what we look for long-term progress. Okay. And what I want you to do is make your list. What have you done in the last year? You Creating stairs, trying to look for elevators. You see, if you create stairs by getting an education, if you create stairs by building relationships, if you create stairs by helping as many people as you can, if you create stairs by doing some work for free sometimes, if you create stairs and look back, you never feel like you didn't get something done. But you can spend years looking for elevators. What's going to be my next thing that I'm going to do? What's going to be my next big ticket? What's going to be the thing that allows me to skip all of the steps and the stairs that I probably need to go through? And you might look back and say, I was looking for elevators and I never got started. And that's what we don't want you to do. We want you to not just look at it. We want you to grab the map.